What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Noob. You know, after my last video where I was talking about Terminator, I came to realize something. Nobody likes the normal videos. So I decided to look at the other videos that I did, and you know what I came to realize? It's the degenerates who come to watch my videos. Ah, sad, sad, sad. Y'all are here for what we all want. The plot. The backstory. And of course, the most naughty thing you could ever find on YouTube, the hand-holding. So I decided I'm going to talk about another manga that you degenerates will probably enjoy. The name of this manga is World Ends Harem. The story is about a world where men have died out, but a few have survived because of certain circumstances. Let me break it down to you so you can understand. Your main character is a gentleman by the name of Rieto. Or Raito, I don't know how to pronounce it. That's the name of it right there. And in the beginning of this manga, he is professing his love to the woman that he, loves. Her name is Ursa. Now, of course, here's the first thing. They're not students. They're not kids. So if you're thinking this is going to be one of those high school mangas, kick that out the window. They're actually adults in this one. You see, the interesting thing about him, our main character, is even though he's professing his love, he is someone that has been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. If you don't know what that is, it is basically a nervous system disease. Most of the time, it's not curable, and people who suffer from it through life. In this world, they are very scientifically advanced, and they're getting close to getting rid of it. So for those who have come down with the symptoms, they put these people into cryostasis. And now they're told that the cure is only a few years away, so he volunteers. He says, put me in cryostasis. When I come out, I will get cured, and then I get to spend the rest of my life with the woman I love. Yay, happy story so far. But you know I don't read the mangas that are too predictable and too, happy. See, when he goes under, everything seems to be fine. But when he comes out 5 years later, something is a little strange. First, he is greeted by a woman who suspiciously looks a lot like the girl he loves. But she is not. He gets out of the cryostasis, and of course, he is examined. He's perfectly healthy now. They've been able to cure him. But he notices something a little strange. First of all, the women that are there seem to be nervous around him, seem to be cautious around him. And then he realizes, why is there only women that I'm noticing? The girl who he meets after waking up, her name is Suyu Maria. She explains to him that a virus happened while he was in cryostasis that basically killed out half the population. Now, what half might you be wondering? Well, like I told you, there's only women here. For some reason, a man-killing virus happened and killed all the men out of the world. And it didn't specify an age group. It killed the old, killed the young, killed the healthy, killed the sick. It didn't matter. If you were a male while this disease was out, you died. It seems the only men that are left in this world are the ones that were in cryostasis. Now, of course, being that the men died out, the women took over. And in the process of taking over, they realized that they are eventually going to need genetics from men to continue on the human race. So it was decided that the men in cryostasis would be slowly introduced to the world, and let's face it, forced to help populate the world. Basically, your main character, when he came out of cryostasis, was told, all the men are dead, we would like you to sleep with all these women to help populate the world. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a guy, And I would look at that in a promising way. But our main character, of course, is the main character. He professed his love to his girl. She said she would wait for him. So he tells everybody straight out, no, I'm going to go find my girlfriend because she's the only one I want to deal with. Now, the interesting thing about this manga is you know that's not going to happen in that kind of world. First of all, the government tries to force him to start sleeping with people, even to the point where they even drugged him to give him basically a libido boost. A lot of things happen, and a lot of countries start trying to find ways to capture him because he's one of the very few males that have been released. And on another thing, he's a scientist, so when he hears about this disease, he wants to find out why it happened. Will it happen again? So he starts working on it and trying to find a cure, because if he can make a cure, then any male's birth from that day on will be able to survive. And of course, once people are in power, they don't want to lose power. And some of these women believe that if men start to come back into the world, they will lose their power. So there are quite a few women who don't want him to succeed. There's even assassins sent after him. There are women who are sent to seduce him, to try to get him to move to other countries. A lot of things happens. Now, as the title said, the word harem is in this because as the story goes on, he basically gains a group of allies. And of course, they're all women. You got a doctor who's very nervous around him because she doesn't know how to interact with people very well. You've got a little lolly girl who is a bodyguard who basically is a juggernaut in small form. You've got a princess of another country who's decided that she's going to marry him, and so on and so on. And now he's trying his best to be a good boy in this. He's like, I love my girl. Yes, she's somewhere in the world. Apparently she's part of a group that doesn't work with the government or something. But he's like, I am only going to mate with her. She's the only one I'm going to sleep with. And all these other women, one, they start falling in love with him because he's really super nice. And of course, this is a manga. But also because he doesn't look at them, because there are other men that are out there, and some of them are straight up pigs. There's the one guy who I think is called, they nickname him number one because he was one of the first men out. He sleeps with everybody. Basically, he goes, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. Basically, if you bring him a female and he finds them pretty, he sleeps with them. There's another one who is kind of timid, was bullied in high school. He's given kind of like the dream harem life in a high school setting because he has to go back to school and all that. And slowly he gets a little more corrupted to where he starts having like revenge sex on women who treated him badly. It goes on, and I find it very unique that even though our main character is surrounded by several beautiful women, he still is holding out for his girlfriend and hoping to do right. It is actually a very interesting manga. Now, yes, it is very ecchi, and there is plenty of explicit scenes in this. Nudity, sex scenes, torture. There's a whole lot of things that happen in this, but overall, I find it kind of wholesome that the main character is doing his best to hold out, and he just wants to be with his girl and help out the world. Even though he could have any woman he wants, he's like, no, I'm a good person, I'm going to do this. This is one of those mangas that, even though, yes, I went into it because I was interested in the plot and backstory, but let's face it, after reading it for a while, those really aren't affecting me. I'm kind of interested. Is he going to be able to cure this disease? Who actually introduced this disease? Is he eventually going to hook up with his girlfriend again? Or one of these lovely ladies who are around him, will they become the ones that he hooks up with? I'm actually very interested. Now, as of the recording of this video, I do believe that the manga is up to chapter 71. I don't know what volume that is. If it's in print, I read it online. But for 71 chapters, it has actually gotten me very interested in what's going to happen. Not just because of the the butts and the boobs and the thighs. But I'm actually very interested, which, when it comes to mangas like this, is sometimes kind of rare. This is a manga that if you are both interested in the ecchi side of things, but also in the mystery of things, I would say definitely read this. It is definitely enjoyable. If nothing else, if you are men and women of culture who love the plots and backstories, you'll have plenty of that in this manga. Anyways, folks, I'm the Noob. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see y'all next time. See ya!